Hello out there. This is Witchblade Volume 3, the Kickstarter that Top Cow did. I only read up to like issue 25 when Michael Turner got done like that, but I still kept getting these. And I thought I'd look through some of these, check out the art. I'm pretty sure that's a Harrison Ford reference there, probably from that Anne Heche movie he did with her. That's my guess, I don't know. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I was looking through the art on this, and I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. Because it didn't, I don't know, I didn't, the work changed from Michael Turner's to like, oh, that's an awesome face, that's killer. Yeah, this artist, he really goes into the I don't know, the, what do you call those, the folds, the wrinkles of the face a lot, and like right here too. But yeah, it was such a big difference from Michael Turner's work that I just stopped reading them. But I did mean to come back and check out the artwork and read the stories. But okay, so this guy's artwork is great. I'm just calling him Kacha. I know I'm saying it wrong, no matter how I say it. So I'll just apologize for that and move on. Then anyway, but the one that really stood out to me was this artist right here, Clarence Lansang. And I was like, oh wow, that's a pretty cool pose. It's like a normal pose, but it's, I don't know, like there's some intricacies on it that really stood out to me. I was like, that's a cool page. And I was like, that's a cool pages. And then when I got to like, by the time I got to this page and I seen that Spider-Man pose done like that, I was just like, okay, who is this guy? And then, man, like the next morning, I was on a Whatnot show. I mean, I wasn't on it, but I was watching it. And then I seen that same issue come up, issue 49. So I bought it because I just, the colors are slightly duller on this. This is like paper. It's cool because it's not as reflective, but you could kind of see the inks aren't as dark. So I'll just go from this one. I do like to see the ads, and like the original year it came out and stuff. It just seems cooler. But yeah, so his name's Clarence Lansang, and like he must have, like, I'm guessing from that Kacha guy, like, cause he does the same kind of like wrinkles that he does on the face, which is really cool. This pose is awesome, and then the face. Oh, real quick, I'm gonna go. I read this and this made me laugh. This is Sarah Bazzini talking to herself. She says, "If there's one thing I hate, given my last few weeks of fecal fun beating down the tender advances of hell's social climbers, it's demonic entities, especially ones who gloat, and bust my boobs if there isn't a demon waiting for me gloating, which wraps it up nice and neatly." Like that cracked me up. Like I don't know who talks like that. And like if I heard a woman say that like nonchalantly in a conversation, I would hope I wasn't drinking anything, because I would spit it out in laughter. But anyway, back to the art. That is awesome. Like that face and the how he shadowed everything, the clothing tatters. Again, he's getting more into the wrinkles of this guy's face. He's a pyromancer or whatever, and then the shadow he chose for that is awesome. I like it when people do that and then they just show only the teeth. And this pose, like, I know that's the average body, like the where her organs body, but like I don't think I've noticed anyone draw it like a slinky body type, like that of the where are her organs body. And this I thought was really cool. I was like, oh wow, he really got detailed in there. But it's actually a stat from this is like a full page from issue 40, and then they just shrunk it down from there. I did get a little lost with his storytelling from this, because she's going through like a memory of how this pyromancer guy killed her friend Blake, and anyway, he's like starting a fire, and then she was there to stop him, and I don't know what that is. Like, what'd she do? It looks like she spit like a loogie at him, but I don't know, is that supposed to be like flames because it's like the same coloring as that? Or if that's supposed to be part of her witchblade stuff, but it doesn't look, you know, like that color. Not sure. But anyway, that's a cool panel. It's another good walking in panel. So, yeah, that Blake guy died. She's watching him on the monitor. She can't help him. He's talking about some Star Trek movie. Again, with this face, like what he pulls out of that face, it's like awesome. Like from the teeth, all jagged, not uniform at all. There's shadowing. It looks like a Travis Schrey influenced, which makes sense because there's a interview that he does, and he was looking at a lot of Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee, and then he mentions Travis Schrey and David Finch, which makes sense. I'll talk about that a little later. And yeah, this pose, like, I'm sure it's been done a lot of times before, but it's just like done differently. I don't know, I guess they call that X factor or whatever, where it's like the little complex details that you don't pick up on, but it's there. Awesome face, great hair. This pose, it's just, all it is a face and he's pointing. I think that finger looks a little off, but the face looks killer. It's like demonic, scary, and all the flames, whoops, bumped the camera. All the flames, you know, like looking very dynamic, a lot of energy going. This another badass pose. This is awesome because I don't like double page poses like most of the time, but there are some that I do like this one. The that page crease that I'm trying to block the light from. Stupid. Anyway, maybe I'll use this one because it doesn't have that bad of a glare on the pages. But yeah, the line crease, it doesn't go through like anything, like this is the focus points. Her angry face, her hand, I guess it does go through her hand, fingers a little bit, and then this guy's face. The only one that really gets hit on this is his face in that area, which it sucks. I wish he could have moved it, you know, to the left or the right of it a little bit more. But and then that face too, like the lines on his eyebrow and his forehead and his nose, like they're not straight lines like how I normally see. They're kind of like jagged up, like to show the kind of gnarled look of a face, which that's awesome. Like anyway, yeah, so as good as these guys were, this one really stood out to me. I gotta put this to match the camera there. All right. And then another amazing double page splash. I'll have to grab out the book for this one. This one really blew me away. Like, see, he's using the cross hatching on the shoulder there, and he's just barely using it for the muscle details. The foreshortening of the hand there, the turning of everything turning on this guy's body from him getting hit by Sarah there, that's just killer. Basically, yeah, he's gloating, or what do you call, saying all the kinds of nasty stuff to try to make her kill him. And yeah, that pose is badass. I'm sure I'll probably try swiping it at some point. Oh, I did notice this white line here. It's not on the original, so the page must have just got cut at a wrong angle there. I'm kidding about the swiping. I'm sure I would use it as reference many times, but okay, so this is a really cool pose, but it's probably like the weakest of all the poses I've seen, because the head size is a little bigger than how the other ones are, ratio to the body. I mean, that's obviously just my opinion. Cool face pose. Like Todd McFarlane says, like these things wrapping around, you know, breaking the 3D planes. Another great angle from over here, and cool, just another cool pose of the, you know, where are her organs. And this one is like the best pose to me. And I like how he does the shadowing for here, so like really just the important part, his face and her face, and it's small, but it's awesome, like how he decided to pull that off. Another cool pose. It's basically all these crouching poses I think is awesome. And like, I don't know, like again, it's like that X Factor thing. I don't know which things he's embellishing that stand out to me that make it look awesome, but he's pulling it off. And another great pose here of Sarah Bazzini, and her making her fingers do that. Like, I think that adds that dynamicism. Cool face here, pulling out all the little wrinkles and stuff, and his eyeballs like so huge. And yeah, this whole thing is like just awesome. The story was kind of cool. I mean, it's like a story that's been done before. He's trying to get her to kill him and like lose herself, and then she'll become under his control. But then she does end up killing him, but like for a different reason. When I guess that's what makes the difference of the whole thing. She's like an angel of mercy or something. And the dialogue is kind of bonkers, but whatever. And this is obviously just a nitpick from some guy that's trying to break into comics for the past whatever years. This rendering of the coat, you know, that's supposed to be like a stiffer, kind of sleeker material that like a trench coat kind of what do you call it, trench coat type of material. Like right here, this must have been Joe Bonita's, because he is mentioned in the credits. Like, see, he does the those folding clothing folds on the material much more sharper and angular, whereas over here, to me, it looks like a terry cloth material, like maybe she's wearing a peacoat or something. But, and I noticed because he did this in the Overkill comics also that I was looking at. And anyway, yeah, like I said, that's just a nitpick. Like, this whole thing is awesome. And that's the end of that. And then, like a few days later, I got in the mail these, because I ordered from Whatnot a bunch of comics. And like one of them was the whole Ascension collection. I was like, oh cool, I always wanted to get that. Like, I had the chance to get it a long time ago, but I passed on it because it was missing a few issues, but this one's not missing any. It even has the one half. And yeah, I thought that was pretty odd, because that was just a few days after I noticed this Clarence Lansang guy, and he drew this. Let me like make this a little bigger so I don't have to hold it. That first page, like how awesome is that? Like, this guy's in the foreground, this guy is darkened so he stands out, lit up, so it, you know, it's obviously he's the focal point. There's tons of detail on this, and at the end of the thing I'll go into that a little bit more. He's still walking down the hallway, great face, like all this stuff is just like a bunch of home runs this guy's hitting. To me anyway, I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that don't like I think Michael Turner is the best artist ever. Well, in the, you know, one of the top 3 that I think in my head. And there's people that don't like his art like at all. So yeah, all this stuff looks cool to me anyway. Perfect like shadowing, that where he chooses to put the shadows. And this is where you could really see a lot of the David Finch influence, and which would make sense because this one came out in '98, and I guess David Finch is the one who was like told him to come to Top Cow Studios, and he did after showing his sketchbook to him, and he got to work on like I said, Cyberforce 35, like his first day of like showing up there, which is huge. Yeah, all this stuff is badass. I don't like, cause this guy's face, when I see it, I don't think I noticed how he did the mouth and the lips there. So yeah, it's one of those things where I question, like, how did he even think to do that? Possibly he could have got some more direction from the guys at the studio, because there's a lot of talent at Top Cow, obviously. Great pose again, right there. Cool, like everything on here is like, the shading is awesome, like everything is great. And he did this before that Witchblade album, like comic. It was like 3 years before he did this, and then he did that one like 3 years later. He did a lot of comics in between too, it turns out. And I did get the Overkill comics, and I got his Darkness comics too, but I just wanted to mostly point out these ones because these ones stood out to me the most. So this is the pencils of that first page there that he did, and like he was just like one of those guys that comes in, and I guess he got to start working on comics like right away, and this is how good he was, or is. I say was because he's been out of comics for like 20 years, David Finch said. I asked him on his show, like, and look at those little details way in the background there of like, what, where's my finger there? That, like he really went in and just pulled out all those details, which is amazing. Yeah, so I asked David Finch on his show about him, and he said that he's one of those guys that came in immensely talented, one of the very few guys that like probably came in like fully ready to go. And let's leave it on this page. Then he said he got into advertising. He was doing like video game covers and stuff like that. I don't know, he's like some exec or something at a advertising company. I'm not sure what David said on that. But then there's also an interview in the back of this where he's talking to David Finch, and that's how I found out that David Finch was the guy who like brought him into Top Cow, him and Joe Benitez. And like, what else did I... Oh, wait, let me show some of... So here's like another kind of interview of... Renee Gerlings did that, I guess. Yeah, this is kind of like another little interview that Clarence did with Brian Ching and the inker Victor Lamas, I think. Yeah, this is his sketchbook. It's awesome. This is how he figures out the page layouts, so you don't really get to see too much detail, but here's a really cool one of his page. Like he goes from cartoony, like it reminds me of some Ghostbusters kind of work, but much more detailed. And that face is awesome. Yeah, so he does really cool work. I never heard of this guy. It's really weird. So like almost 30 years later, when you discover someone new, that's pretty cool. I don't know, I think I said everything I thought about this. I don't know who did that. That's a pinup. Anyway, yeah, this is Clarence and Brian. They were working together. This is the second one. The first one was mostly Clarence also. I think he had some assists from, I want to say, Joe Benitez. But yeah, and he's on Instagram. He it's on like private though, so you gotta, if you follow him on Instagram, he's you gotta wait to see if he'll add you or whatever. But that's like the only place I could find him really, which is kind of a bummer, but that he's not in comics. David Finch said he did ask him about if he should come back into comics, and he said something like he's too rusty, he's not sure if he'd even be able to do it. And he made it sound like he's doing really good in his job right now anyway, so, you know, comics don't pay as much, I guess. But yeah, it's cool that he did some comics and left some work behind, so very fun to look at. I'd recommend like finding his work. Oh, also, yeah, speaking of comics, I'm working on a comic, so I gotta advertise it. Whoa, okay, I got done with this 11 by 17 page. I got done with it on March 4th. But yeah, I was pretty proud of this page. I thought it was cool. I was trying to go for more blacks, but I don't know, I didn't really feel like this page called for it, or I didn't really know where to put them. But yeah, so some cool stuff happening. This guy got grabbed by the face. Occult Descent Volume 2. I got the sign up page. I'll put that in the links. If you'd like to check that out, find out more about what's happening. The campaign, of course, will have the Volume 1 version, so you could get caught up on what's happening for Volume 2. A lot of crazy stuff happening on this one. I get to draw a lot more vampires finally. The first one, there was some great fight scenes, but it was just a few vampires. And yeah, I think that's it. Have a great day. It's probably around St. Patty's Day by the time this comes out. So have a great St. Patrick's Day.